But anyways, that was incredible. But let me tell you about the journey home, which is always fast because we escaped.
Good band.
And
the great escape.
We had to go home. It's a 10-day trip to Europe. We went to Poland and fucking your mother's house and all that shit.
Sure.
Italy, Krakow, Bulgaria, Romania, and now it's time. I'm going home for one night before going to Montreal. I'm supposed to land at 7:30. Realistically, I'll get home at 9 p.m. Sarah will be home. I'll get to at least see her. I'm going to be on fucking Europe time, so I'm like, I'll get a few hours with my wife, hopefully get laid, snuggle, and then I leave at 7:30 the next morning for Montreal for 3 days.
Oh.
So I got this little window, and I haven't had sex, I haven't hugged, I haven't snuggled, I haven't seen my wife. It's been 10 days.
10 days.
And I'm like, God, I just can't wait to get home. I miss my wife so bad. So that morning, we wake up, and Keith Robinson, he's got an early morning flight.
Mm-hmm.
He's out. I wish I was on that flight, for
Yeah.
God's sakes, because I got a wife to go home. He's got nothing to go home to, this guy.
Nah.
But anyways, I'm joking. He's got a girl and kids. So he goes home. We wake up, and it's morning. So me and Greg and Louie have breakfast. And I'm always a little bit nervous with the flight home. But we haven't had one issue. So all these flights have been great. So I'm like, don't worry about it. We're all together. No delays. We'll be fine.
Okay.
And we're flying from Bulgaria to Frankfurt, Germany. Hour layover, Frankfurt to JFK.
All together?
No, we're all on different flights. So Louie and I are together. Greg is going to Boston. So he's flying to London, and London layover, flying to Boston. And then Leah, the tour manager, she is flying to New York. So we're all on different flights. They're on the first flight together. So we go out to breakfast. We have a nice breakfast. I go out. I'm like, I had the shit. I had diarrhea for like 5 days straight.
Wow.
It was pretty brutal.
What do you think it was?
I don't know. The travel. I was eating so many fucking eggs. I was eating there was these buffets at these nice hotels. So I would just load up on eggs because it doesn't cause reflux, and it's morning, and it's free. So I was eating like 500 eggs. So one of them probably had a little cum in it or something.
You're like Cool Hand Luke.
Oh, 35 or 39. So I ate a shitload of eggs. I had diarrhea. I got some Bulgarian shit pills. I bought more of them. I brought them home. Best thing I've ever taken in my life.
Really?
I was having yellow, bright, fucking water diarrhea.
Loogie.
Took a nice Bulgarian pill. He's like, take this. And I was skeptical of taking it for hours. Because I was like, I don't want to take some shit. Finally, I took it. I was better. I had a boner, and my vision was cured.
Damn,
for about
Bulgaria.
4 hours. Yeah, I got some if you want to chew them up and stick them in your ass.
I'll try one.
Chewed up. So I have diarrhea. We have breakfast. I'm like, I'm going to go see as much of this city as I can because we got an hour left. I walk all over Bulgaria. It's a fascinating place. It's got a little grime on it, little garbage, but nice. There's some hot women.
Yes.
I come back. I'm all packed up. We all jump in the car, and I'm sad because I hate leaving everybody. I love those guys. We had a great time. I made friends with them, and it's just nonstop laughs. So we're going to the airport. We get to the Bulgarian airport. We get through security. We have a little breakfast, our lunch, whatever the fuck. We go. Now we're parting ways. Their flight's leaving 20 minutes before ours. We're all saying goodbye. Oh, Greg, it was fun. Louie, the whole thing. We get there, and I see the thing you never want to see.
Oh, no.
The jetway with no airplane at the end of it.
Yeah.
And right away, I grab everybody. I go, uh-oh. Because our flight's leaving in like a half hour.
Right.
And I go, there's no plane there. And I go, fuck. And then you see a whole bunch of people gathered around, like looking miffed and upset.
Oh, God.
And I go, this isn't great. Hour and 20-minute delay.
Oh,
Our layover was an hour.
Oh.
So we're like, fuck, we're fucked. No, it was like something. Our layover was like an hour 40. We're like, we're going to have 20 minutes. So it's one of those where you're like, all right, so Leah and Greg, they go on their flight. Their flight's fine. And we're like, maybe we could jump on their flight. But we checked our bags, which we contemplated not doing.
God.
That's the issue with checking a bag.
Hate
is
a
you're
bag.
fucked. You can't get your luggage now. You go, oh, you're not a free agent. If you have your luggage, you can go, well, jump on that flight. We'll go over here.
Yeah, agents take 10%.
So the flight is delayed, and we're sitting there going, okay, let's not push the panic button. I email my manager and agent. I go, I might have to get my own flight. Leah, luckily, having an assistant is huge.
Oh, huge.
Because she's getting on her plane, but you're like, all right, you got to look. I'm like, I got to get to Montreal. Louie's got to get home to see his kids, but I'm like, I got Montreal fucking tomorrow.
Yeah, we can go straight there.
So I'm like, I'm going to you got to figure out a flight. So I start looking up flights. She starts looking up flights. I'm like, if I can get to Paris, I can get to the thing. They don't fly, blah, blah, blah. So now it's like, I'm trying not to panic, but I'm like, I got to get to Montreal. I got a gig. I'm going to lose seeing my wife. So I email my manager and agent. I'm going to come, blah, 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 blah. I email my wife. I might not be able to see her, but who knows? And then she's just like, it's Joe pushing the panic button, the regular thing.
Yeah, silent re.
So we wait there. We wait. He gets recognized a couple times. Now we're like upset because we're missing the flight, and people are like, aren't you Louis C.K.? And you're like, get the fuck away
He's
from
like,
me.
no, I'm Michael Bolton.
When a man loves a woman, So finally the plane arrives and we're watching our plane come in. We're checking the time. We're like, okay, it's going to be this. It's going to be 10 minutes. If we leave now, blah, blah, blah. The plane gets in. It takes forever to get everyone off. It takes forever to board. We're doing the fucking math. We're like, we're fucked. And it's Bulgaria. So everything's like, blah, 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 blah. And then they leave for a while. You're like, fuck me. Come on. We get on the plane and the whole flight, it's like a 2-hour flight to Germany. And you're just looking at that clock being like, it's not going to work. I'm asking the guy, and he's like, well, you're first class. We're first class Lufthansa, which is a high-end flight, and it's Frankfurt to New York, so it's like a $5,000 ticket or whatever the fuck.
Wow.
So I'm like, they don't want to leave us. They don't want to just leave 2 first-class seats. That means a lot to be a first-class customer.
Sure, but they're not going to just wait an hour and a half for you.
Not an hour, but we're supposed to land 15 minutes before the flight takes off. So I'm like, maybe they'll hold it. You never know.
Maybe.
Louis like, you're fucking stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, but maybe.
I'm with you.
So I asked the guy, and he says, well, because you're first class, they might hold it. And I was like, okay. He said, there'll be a car waiting for you.
Ray of hope.
So I go, okay, great. So we're sitting there, and I'm just going through the thing. I'm like, I want to see my wife. I want to fucking hug. I need a snuggle. I want to shed a tear and, come on somebody.
Sure.
So then the guy, we're getting close. He's like, we won't know till we're 20 minutes out. And I'm just praying. I got my music on, and the guy comes over, and he kneels down next to us, and I go, this is one thing or the other.
Yeah.
And he goes, I have bad news. We're not going to make the flight. And I go, fuck me. All I wanted to be home was for 5 hours. It was already not enough time home.
Right.
So we go, fuck. He goes, there'll be a car waiting for you. We land. This is where it's nice to be rich. We land. There's a guy with a thing that says Louis C.K., Joseph List in a Porsche.
Ooh.
Like a high-end Porsche in a suit. And he goes, we're going to take you to the Lufthansa first-class lounge.
4-door or like a fucking sports car?
I guess it was 4-door. It was one of the bigger ones. They have like bigger cars
the big one,
now.
the SUV.
So it's a guy in a suit. We get the first class. We're on the fucking runway. Like they pick us up on the tarmac and they drive us in a Porsche, which is nice. It's fine.
Amazing.
So we go, okay. And then Leah, she's like, I got you on the flight tomorrow morning, Frankfurt to Montreal direct. I go, all right. Louis got on his flight. He's got a morning flight. They take us to the Lufthansa lounge. Like, all right, hang here. We got to go find your luggage because we want our luggage. So they're like, we got to figure it out so they don't send it on another plane.
Boy, it pays to be loaded.
Oh, my God. The fucking first-class Lufthansa lounge. They drive you right to the door. They let you in as a greeter. She's like, beautiful. She's like, welcome to the first-class lounge. We're sorry you missed your flight. And they have meals. There's a restaurant with no prices. You just order a fucking steak. Whatever. Have whatever you want. You could go take a nap, put your feet up, the whole thing. It's beautiful. The women are all hot. They're like, we're going to get you on another flight right now.
Wow.
We're sitting there for about 10 minutes watching the news or whatever, and they're like a scene from Ace Ventura. Louis like, what the fuck is that? Looks at the board. There's a flight supposed to be 1 p.m. to Newark. It's delayed 5 hours. It's leaving in 25 minutes. He goes, what the fuck is this? We hang up. We're on the phone with the traveler. We hang up. We run over. Hey. There's a flight to Newark. Can we get on that? Let's get us on that. They go, oh, my God. We didn't even think of that. Yes.
Whoa!
Hold on. So I'm going, turn everything. It's like fucking Superman reversing the earth. We're going to get to Newark. It'll suck. It's 2 river crossings. It'll cost me $100, but whatever. It's Newark. I'm getting home tonight, baby.
You're home.
How lucky. The flight was supposed to leave at 1. It's delayed 5 hours.
Wow.
She goes, we're on it. They start typing. They're running around. They're like pushing each other into the bushes. It looked like Mr. Rooney and his secretary.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa,
right.
They're running around. She comes back and she's like, that flight's closed. I go, what are you? So what if we had said it 10 minutes earlier? She's like, it's not worth thinking about it. But you're like, if we had just looked. And then they're like, why weren't you thinking that? Why didn't you guys think that? They're like, it's closed. It was supposed to leave an hour. She said the reason they didn't think of it, because it was supposed to leave at 5, but it got delayed another hour. But it wouldn't have been funny if all those people were miserable. They had a 5-hour delay, but it would have saved us.
Of course.
We would have been like, thank God.
Damn it.
But no flight available. So they end up getting me on the Montreal flight the next day. And then they get him on the flight the next morning. So we go, okay.
You sleep in a Hyatt over here? What do you?
Well, they go, we got you at the Sheridan at the airport hotel. Now, Louis says, we're not staying at some fucking Sheridan.
I love a Sheridan.
So his assistant goes, hey, we got you a thing at like the 5-star best hotel in Frankfurt. So part of me, now I have to start accepting. I got to email my wife. I won't see you there. I got to email. And now I'm losing a day in Montreal. You know how fun that is. I won't get to Montreal till 5 p.m. Supposed to get there at 9 a.m. Soda and I were going to have lunch. We're going to go look at tits, the whole thing.
Sure.
I'm losing a day at the funnest festival and a night with my wife.
And no cuddle.
A night with my wife, a nice snuggle, and a day at Montreal. I lose all of it. But in life, you got to accept. You got to go, all right, that's what it is now.
Accept.
And then I shift into, we'll go see Frankfurt. Another night in to Europe. What the fuck? Hang with Louis. We'll get through this together. So we go out. We get a cab. Now, all the cabs are Mercedes there. They're all driving Mercedes, which is a Nazi car, I believe.
It was just German shit.
Yeah. So we get in the cab. Now, we were like, all right, we're finally going to go back to the hotel. We got our luggage. Crazy day. We're not getting home. Long delay. We get in the cab.
Uh-oh.
Car won't start.
Get out of town.
The guy's like,
Germany.
He's in and out. He can't get the car. It's a brand new fucking Mercedes. And we're sitting there we're just laughing. You're like, this is ridiculous. It's like the Seinfeld episode where they're stuck in the garage.
Right.
And then the car won't start. So we go, after about 10 minutes, you're like, all right, sir, we're sorry. We got to get in another car. And the guy's like, I'm sorry. We get out of that cab. We get into another cab. We go, all right, take us to the high-end hotel, blah, blah, blah. Get to the hotel, go to check in. The lady goes, I need your passport. Louis goes, fuck. Lost his passport.
Oh, what do you
lost
mean?
his passport in the cab that wouldn't start.
Come on.
He gets in there. He puts his passport wherever. We change cabs. And they're like, did you get the cab? No, he paid cash. They go, do you have the cab number? He goes, it wasn't even the cab that dropped us off. They're looking at the cameras of the cab we were in. We're like, it wasn't even that cab. It was the cab we sat down in.
It's a John Hughes movie.
And it took us forever to get through the passport control because we got there and a flight had just landed. There was 40 people in front of us.
Right.
So we finally got through. He loses his passport because he's a kooky guy.
He's a klutz.
He's a kooky fella. And then everyone goes like this, oh, you should have written down the cab number. And then Lou's getting mad. He's like, the kind of people that lose their passports in a cab aren't the kind of people that remember to write down the thing.
That's a good point.
If I remembered to write down the thing, I wouldn't have lost my fucking passport.
Of course. Who's writing down these cab number? Who does that?
I do it now. After I lost my luggage 3 years ago, I take a photo. As soon as I get in the cab, I take a photo. And I pay with a card.
Wow.
It's the problem with cash. You have no... Because that's what I did 3 years ago. I left my luggage in the cab, didn't pay cash, never got my luggage. I've lost all my luggage twice in the last 4 years.
Jesus H. Anal.
Anywho, he loses his fucking thing. Now... Louis, God bless him. He was like, he handled it okay. He's like, I'm fucked. And there's that party that feels like you're fucked too, but I have to have that moment of like, I'm actually fine. I can still get out of here.
Right.
But you feel for the other guy.
Of course. It's sad.
And then you're like, I'm starving. I'm like, can we still go out to eat or what? Is this going to be a situation? But this is where it pays to be wealthy because you're at a hotel. If you're at the Holiday Inn, they go, I don't know what to tell you. These guys, the maitre d', the whatever, they're like, we're gonna call the police, we're gonna call the lounge. They called all over. They're like, they're all gonna look. They got the cameras pulled up, and so they're like, go have dinner, go out have dinner. We'll figure it out. Then
good. Good hospitality. I just gotta say, it goes so far. People don't realize.
It's so nice. Then we get in the cab, and Louis asking the cab driver, and the guy's like, I'll call right now. The guy was so helpful.
That's un-American.
He's like, I'll call the dispatcher right now. He's like, they'll send it out. So he calls the dispatcher. He goes, this guy lost a thing in a cab. He went from the Lufthansa first class lounge to the hotel, yada, yada. Then he starts getting texts. He goes, look, here's my text. They send a text out to every cab driver.
Whoa.
Missing passport, blah, blah, blah.
Technology.
We get dropped off in Frankfurt. We go have a nice dinner. At dinner, we're sitting there. He gets the phone call from a German number. They found his passport.
Look at that.
The cab driver went, luckily, Louis' ticket was in the passport. And on it says first class Lufthansa. So the cab driver took it to the Lufthansa first class lounge.
Whoa.
And they had been notified that someone was missing the thing. So they called the hotel.
Wow.
The hotel sent a guy to go pick it up.
Wow.
So when we come back from the nice dinner, passport's sitting there.
Unbelievable.
Louis that gave the guy a hefty tip.
Oh, boy.
Probably the best thing that ever happened to that guy.
Now, let me ask you an uncomfortable question, and I probably shouldn't ask it. You're pissed off. You're not getting laid. It's been 10 days. You're on a flight. You miss a flight. You're miserable. You're layover, the whole thing. Are you kind of glad Louis there, or are you kind of like, and more Louis time?
Well, I'm glad because I got the hotel.
Sure.
Badass hotel. He took me to dinner. He paid for dinner. And we had a great... At that point, earlier in the day, I was done.
Yes.
I was like, I got to go home. I cannot wait to get on this flight. And we're next to each other on the plane. There was a moment where I was like, I wish we weren't even next to each other on this plane.
Yeah, which is no
I'm
knock
ready.
on him.
No, of
it's
course
just,
not.
You're out. You're out of gas.
It's 10 full days, morning, lunch, dinner. Like You're just like, it's not him or anybody. You're just like, I'm ready to sit by myself and just fucking fart and pick my nose and put my thumb in my dick hole.
Exactly.
But
big dick hole. Once
the shit goes down, I'm definitely glad. Because if I was I would have been fucked. I was just by myself. I would have had to figure it out on my own and made all these phone calls and email, but they had like a travel agent and assistant that just were, boom, I'm on the flight. I did nothing. They're just like, you're on the flight to Montreal.
And then here's the clinker. This is where my shitty brain comes in. I go, well, if I thought that, Louis must be thinking that. And not only am I here, but he's paid for my shit.
Well, he's a nice guy and very generous. And I think, we both, you're comics, so you get sad, you get lonely. And a thing like that, you always want to go through it with someone, I feel like.
Okay.
Where you're stuck and you're like, at least we get to have a nice day. We had a great dinner and it was chill because there was not 5 of us running around. It was just 2 of us having a nice dinner. We went out for ice cream and had a great hang. And then I sat and listened to some tunes. And that was actually a nice night, sitting in that beautiful hotel. Because once you accept, you're like, I'm here, that's it.
Yeah, and it could be a lot worse. You could be in a fucking trash dumpster in the middle of Bulgaria.
Exactly. So then the next morning we went there, and I just went with him. His flight was at like 11 a.m. Mine was at 3. But I was like, let me just go with you. I'll get there early. And once again, this first class business, they drop you at the first class lounge. They take your passport. You don't have to go through passport control. They're like, we have our own here. Give us your passport. They take it, which feels weird to just not have your passport. You go up to the lounge, same thing. Breakfast, lunch. There's a nap room. You can go and jerk off, the whole thing.
Wow.
Right in front of someone if you want to. We all just hang out. There's a book you can sign into. There's all kinds of shit there. It's the nicest place I've ever been. And when it's time for your flight, they come get you. So you start freaking out because you're sitting there. You're like, my flight leaves in 45 minutes. I don't have my passport. I'm like OCD. I'm right. I want my fucking passport. I want to be there at the gate an hour early. But you just have to be like, don't worry, it's fine. And then a beautiful woman comes over and goes, okay, Mr. List, it's time. It felt like doing a late night. Where you're just sitting there like eating snacks, being like, what the fuck? When does this happen? And then like, it's time. They walk you down there. Passport control is downstairs. You just walk down there. The guy stamps your fucking passport. You get back in the Porsche. They cruise you right over to the plane. And then as you're boarding the airplane, you see the bus full of all the regular schmucks. They're coming up, and I'm just the first one on the plane. I'm the only one on there.
Look
I'm
at that.
Sitting there in my fucking thing.
Who do you think you are?
Now I'm sitting there. I got the bed seat, and nobody's next to me, which I love because it's like those pods. But like next to you is weird because if they have to go to the bathroom, they got to step over you the whole thing.
Totally.
Sitting there, nobody next to me. I'm on my own, just sitting. At the last second, somebody shows up. I go, I hate you.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Just get here. I thought I had this place to myself.
Yes.
I'm sitting there. I pull my hat down. I'm like, I don't even want to look at this person. I hear, List? I go, what? I look up. It's Wanda Sykes.
Whoa!
Help me, Wanda. Wanda Sykes of all the gin joints in all the world. I'm flying from Frankfurt to Montreal, and I just happen to be next to friend and celebrity Wanda Sykes.
What is she doing in Frankfurt?
She's married to a French woman. They were out. They were in Nice on vacation, or Nephew, whichever city, and they were just out hanging out. And she's going to the festival. We're going to the same festival. It's a huge festival, and so I'm like, "What?
I can hear
what
List?
the fuck,
Joe List."
She's like, "This is crazy." I'm like, "This is the most insane thing I've ever."
Wow.
Of all the people, like you're in Frankfurt, you thought there's no chance there would be anyone next to me that I know.
Oh my God! The odds of a celebrity are slim. Then of a black woman lesbian who does comedy.
Fascinating. So
Unbelievable odds.
And then I was with Keith for like 10 days. They're best friends. Like he opens for her for years. They came up together. So I was just with Keith Robinson for like 10 days. And they were texting and we talked politics, which was fun. And I like talking about politics with people that completely agree with me.
It is the best.
So that was nice. We chatted. And of course, there's like, you go like, all right, I'll see you later. It's an 8-hour flight. So you got whatever. And I napped, watched some movies. I watched her movies. I was interested to see what movies she was watching. All good. She watched Get Out. And then, that horrible movie. The horror movie with the old lady steals purses. It's terrible. Anyways,
that one.
And I watched Sideways. We had some good laughs. Checked in every once in a while and landed. And then went to Montreal. And I got to pass the torch here. That just took forever. Sorry.
Well, did you have a moment of like, hey, where are you going to be? Or can we ride in a car together? Are we going to the Hyatt? Or what are we talking
Well,
here?
she gets VIP treatment from the festival. I was in like a van, whatever. And then she had to... she had to wait for her luggage. So I was like, I'll see you later.
Right.
So I got there and I was so fucking tired. I was on East Coast time, get to Montreal, and it's like 3 a.m. my time. And then we ended up on the same show that night, and she went after me. I was like, this is crazy.
That's
At
wild.
Colin Quinn's wedding, she sat directly behind me, like where our chairs were bumping into each other.
Yeah.
We bumped into each other on the plane, and then she's following me at this show.
That's wild.
And that was something. By the way, I killed. I learned a new term. She's like, you still, what did she say? I forget it. She's like, you still on top. You're still on top, or something like that, which I guess means good.
That sounds pretty good. I mean, it sucks for a gay bottom.
Yeah, it was something like that. I can't remember what it was. You're still up. You're still up. That's what she said. She's like, damn, you're still up.
Oh, all right.
Like, I think up means like you're winning at a casino.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think black people sometimes they'll say stay up.
Right.
I think up is good.
Yeah, it's bad if you're an insomniac. You're still up?
Yeah, but I was still up. I was like, yeah, I'm still up. I yes-anded.
Right. It's kind of like being woke. You're up.
Yes, Europe. That's where I came from.
Aha!
All right.
There we go.